Warning. The language used on The Real Rush may be offensive to some viewers. Happy fucking holidays, y'all!
Merry Christmas, Santa!
Blow me, little Debbie!
Hey, and this next tune's for all you 420 loungers out there in Christmas land. If you got a fatty rolled up for this Santa Daddy, this next joint's for you. Jingle bells, light another spliff. Bet your ass this is the Real Rush, bang your head to the opening riff. Ha ha ha! La 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 la. Damn, that's some jazzy shit right there, y'all. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub, and welcome to episode 65 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And yes, good to see y'all again so soon as well. I am back so soon. After just dropping episode 64 a couple days ago, may the 64th be with you. Your boy's still a little Skywalker hungover, plus a little Bandits hungover. We had two back-to-back shows, Friday and Saturday night. It's Sunday night as a film. As a matter of fact, it's Sunday now, early Monday morning. It's 12:10. So booyah! Here we is, episode 65. Not only did your boy have some unfinished business at the theater to tend to, hence episode 65, but you know your boy had to come back just one more time before Christmas time because I love y'all. Not to mention, there's some even awesomer Rush news. So the fact that we've done an extra episode this week, this actually puts us with as many episodes as we should have totaling thus far in The Real Rush. Because anybody who's been watching The Real Rush since its inception, late last September, early last October, officially late last September, then y'all know that this past January, I ended up taking a weekend off, Royal Rumble weekend. So there was an episode missing. Now, there are no missing episodes. Pat Collins says The Real Rush is all caught up on its episodes for the year. And that is fucking awesome. I'm Pat Collins, NBC4. So, for that, let's go ahead and get on down to the brass tacks of this week's ticket. Episode 65 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And I only have 2 movies reviewed for y'all this weekend. I know, I promised 3 at the end of episode 64. Let's go ahead and kick things off with the fact that, once again, if you are looking for Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, that review, that is solely all that is reviewed in episode 64. So you gotta go back one episode to check out that review. Also, A Hidden Life. Your boy was not able to make it out to the Angelica to check that out tonight, but we should have that review for you next weekend for episode 66. So your boy will make it out there to get that one for you. So once again, if you were looking for the review for A Hidden Life, apologies times 1,000. We will have that review for you coming soon. So let's go ahead and get on down to the brass tacks of 2 movies that I have reviewed for y'all this week. It was kind of in a conundrum. Which one do I want to start with? Do I want to start with A, Bombshell, or B, Cats? But then, on the very short drive back to the vault after this double feature today, it's no-brainer. Let's go ahead and start things off with Bombshell. Because when it comes to Cats, I might need a little bit of extra time for that one. Well, not necessarily extra time, but you'll know what I mean when we actually get on down to the brass tacks of Cats. But before we get to Cats, let's get to Bombshell. This is the new feature film from director Jay Roach. And this tells a story. This is based on the true story of what went down at the Fox News Network just a couple years ago that brought down the head of the network, Roger Ailes, after allegations came out from anchors Gretchen Carlson and Megyn Kelly. Sorry. It's been a long weekend. My bad. But at least I got it like that on the snap. So, Gretchen Carlson played in this movie. by Nicole Kidman. Megyn Kelly, played in this movie by Charlize Theron. We have a character by a different name. I'm not sure who it's supposed to be based on in real life, but one who's trying to work their way up the ranks up at the Fox News Network, played by Margot Robbie, and Roger Ailes, played by John Lithgow. And this is all basically just what went down to bring down the man. And as I've stated, I think the last couple episodes in a row, because the last couple episodes in a row, besides Skywalker obviously, have had at least one movie that has been based on a true story. Same as with this one, and this one's going to be a little bit harder to do that with unless you were just completely not paying attention. But with any biographical, historical-based movie, I recommend that if you don't know the story, go in, with a fresh mind. Don't go Wikipedia or anything. But the movie itself, Bombshell, easily out of these two movies that I have reviewed for y'all on episode 65, easily the Real Rush pick of the week overall. And let's get on down to why. Now, I did have to notate this a little bit, so I do apologize. As a matter of fact, we'll have ourselves a little bit of a ghetto teleprompter here. Bombshell. It did have some outright hilarious moments, at least to me. I don't know if the other people in the audience or in the theater got some of the in jokes in the movie, but you do have to have some knowledge of media shit over the last couple years to fully get it. But it doesn't detract it from the movie if you haven't been paying attention to a lot of media stuff. I know it's a lot to take in. I try not to, but that's a whole, yeah. However, despite its outright hilarious moments and the fact that, it is mostly a drama, it is just the premise of it. And the things behind the allegations, and not just with allegations of that sort, but things in the workplace, and it doesn't have to be at a major company like this, but I found myself just being able to identify with certain things that happen in the office that made me infuriated at moments, but overall the story behind all this is just wholly infuriating in itself, but not without its payoff. Or is it without its payoff? Or did I already give that away? But anywho, that's not a spoiler, because yeah, we already know that the man came down, so I didn't spoil anything. But you still need to see how it's performed on screen. Let's get down to the performances. We'll get down to that in a second. As I stated a couple moments ago, this doesn't happen. There's no way this just happens at major companies. So it does make you wonder how many companies have untold stories such as this. Well, not necessarily untold, but the backgrounds of the stories that still haven't come to, surface. How many companies have something like that going on in the underworkings? Makes one work, A lot of things that were mentioned in this movie do mention some things along what I've read online, and not just about this movie, but about corporate America in general, that there is a quote-unquote good old boy network, and those three words back to back to back like that touched a nerve with you. You know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Like, you have to be part of that network to really get anywhere, and if you're not part of that network, then you have to do certain things to get ahead. But yeah, see, your blood is starting to boil just from me saying that shit. Performance wise, all around, heavy duty. But I do want to single out straight up John Lithgow as Roger Ailes, and Charlize Theron as Megyn Kelly. Y'all both get the Real Rush golf clap of the week of this episode. And I did figure out before this episode that means that I've been giving everybody a clap this whole time. But y'all get the Real Rush golf clap. There you go, the golf clap instead of just the clap. Y'all get the golf clap of the week. And last but most certainly not least, I really hope that this movie, that Bombshell, is not overlooked. I have to check. As a matter of fact, we sitting on $800 of Google right now.
Oh, little Debbie, guess what you're getting for Christmas? You're getting 2 big boxes of diabetes.
Santa, you can't go around giving kids diabetes for Christmas.
Oh, well, little Debbie, now maybe you learn. You just can't go around giving people gonorrhea all the time, ever.
Okay, welcome back. So I wanted to check to see if Bombshell garnered any Golden Globe nominations, and it looks like we got at least 2 of the major ones. I didn't go down too terribly far, but we have Margot Robbie did get nominated for Best Performance by an Actress in a supporting role in any motion picture. And we also have, let's get back up here. We also have Charlize Theron is up for Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture Drama for her performance as Megyn Kelly, and she deserves every single bit of that nomination, ladies and gents. One of the most important films of the year, hands down. I can honestly say that it is one of this year's best as well. Would it land on the top 11? Once again, I haven't fully assessed that yet. There's a lot that goes into that, but I would most certainly rank it without any, like I said last week, without any pullbacks or without any hesitation. I can easily say Bombshell lands in the top 25 movies of 2K19. So that being said, Bombshell, it is not playing, it's wide, but it's not playing in every theater that may be, local to you. So most certainly check your IMDb, check your Fandango. But Bombshell, once again, the Real Rush pick, movie of the week. Bombshell, off the chain, important as hell. Go see it and take the moral of the movie to heart. Don't be afraid. Speak up. That's all we're gonna leave it at. Bombshell. Go check that shit out, y'all. Which means that, last but most certainly not least, on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, we're gonna move right on along to the big screen adaptation of the world-renowned musical Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats. I can't go with any tunes off the top of my head right now. It's kind of been overwhelmed with tunes, and we'll get down to that in a second on how that happened. But Cats, for those who have never seen a production of the stage musical, I have not seen an actual production of it on stage. I would like to, because I wouldn't think that it'd be sticking around for 30 plus years and not be any good. So because of that, you would think, obviously, eventually some type of film adaptation would come along, and here it has come. So for those who don't know the story of Cats, and I'm gonna try to break it down as best as possible, there is an orphaned cat, I guess you could say, who like I said, I'm trying to explain this as best as possible, who comes across a group of cats named as the Jellicles, and they are awaiting the Jellicle Ball so they can see which one of them gets picked to ascend to, what the fuck was that shit called again? Wait a minute.
Santa, when will you stop being so mean to me?
Maybe when you stop being such a little slut.
Heaviside Lair, so they can begin a new life. A new day has come. But of course, it's not without its villains. There's this bad motherfucking running around named McCavity. He wants to descend to Heaviside Lair for himself. It's got to be some evilness going on up in there. It's got to be some antagonism going on up in there. And that's the gist of the movie right there. So, from that, I don't even know if I did a good job explaining that shit. let me know. From that, does it sound like you would be able to, alright, I think I can decipher what's going on in the movie. It sounds like it would be really easy to pick up on. But, alas, Cats, y'all, fails on all types of levels. I'm not sure which one was worse, this or Charlie's Angels. Countdown definitely had them both beat. But let's get on down to the brass tacks of Cats. So let's check this shit out. First and foremost, the CGI of Cats. It looked at most of the times as if it was done with paper mache. It did look a little South Parkish at times. That bad, man. That bad. If anybody's heard about this part yet, I actually heard about this part before going into the movie. Now maybe this made me notice it a little bit more during the movie, but we got to bring up the pause. The pause here. I'm not talking about pause and like play/pause. I'm talking about like cat pause and shit. So in this movie, now I'm not sure how it is in the actual stage play. Do the cats, are they made with paws on their costume? 4 paws? Because in this joint, they attempted to make the feet look like paws. Could use a little bit more touching up. But the hands were straight up human hands. Straight up human hands, human fingernails. Some cats had claws, some didn't, but they looked straight up like this. What the fuck is up with that? Universal is issuing to all theaters that are showing this movie, so pretty much every theater in the world, a downloadable patch that should fix this problem. As if it was a video game. But I'm here telling you straight eye to eye right now that what I just witnessed on screen a couple hours ago looked a million times way more shoddy than any of the initial reviews that were coming in for that of WWE 2K20. I know that is a crossover, cross-platform media review like hell, but if you know the horrendous reviews that came in for that shit, then you know what I'm talking about, and this shit looked way the hell worse. Way the hell worse. So Cats is based off of a musical. When you adapt a musical for the big screen, you have to do just that. You have to adapt it for the big screen. You have to make it watchable for the big screen. Cats is a 2-hour song. Fuck you, man. Who died and made you think that would be a great idea to go ahead and put on the thing? It's like they went ahead and took the soundtrack. They took the soundtrack of Cats, and then they just sprinkled some dialogue in it. They said, we'll make it work. Or it's almost like you know how like when y'all were kids, when we were kids and whatnot, if y'all had like Ghostbusters costumes that were left over from like Halloween or something, or maybe you found some Ghostbusters costumes and you had a video camera and you grabbed your friend and said, hey, let's make our own version of Ghostbusters, and you know it wasn't going to be, especially looking back on it, it ain't nothing like the actual Ghostbusters. It's just little pieces of Ghostbusters just like pieced together and shit, and then Ghostbusters and you fucking wrote it on a piece of paper with the E spelled backwards and crayon and shit. That shit would probably have turned out better than Cats. So okay, stop twisting the... Even the notes that I have written down here cannot stop the almost brain-freezing pain that I got watching this joint from coming back. So, okay. The movie itself, honestly, not exaggerating this, and if I'm off by a percentage on this, please let me know. But I think this is pretty accurate. Cats is 95% song, 5% dialogue. I'm not kidding when I say that the entire movie is the soundtrack. You can go ahead and buy the soundtrack for the movie, and you will not miss anything. You'll probably actually get more out of it. And that does not translate well to the screen. You could kick off a musical with a song. That's all well and good. This goes right into it. It worked for La La Land, but it worked for a completely different reason in La La Land. The reason that La La Land kicked off with a song and it worked so well is because of the fact that the song, Another Day of Sun, I'm fucking sitting in traffic and we're all just having fun. It's because anybody who was watching the movie could relate to that shit. Because the next morning after seeing that movie, they were probably sitting in traffic, hating life. But then that kicked back into mind, and you know what? Maybe life isn't so bad because it is another day of sun. I'm fucking sitting in traffic and I'm still fucking having fun. It's relatable. You start going into the movie singing about jellicles and shit, and nobody knows what the hell that is. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And the fact. Another point, right there. Another day of sun. It was fucking memorable as hell and we're all having fun. 3 years later, I'm still singing it like I just saw it yesterday. And it wasn't even a stage play. But I still remember the words to this day. There's nothing memorable in Cats. Might as well been watching people wearing flats in the toe jam. I don't know. I'm broken from the pain, but the fact that it is a 2-hour song, there aren't any memorable songs, cause they all blended the fuck together. I can't remember anything from that shit, and the only way that you can possibly get anything out of the dialogue, since it is all sitting in song, one of two ways. You're either gonna get something from this movie because you've either seen a production of the play, or B, you live your daily life singing in song all day. Even I don't know anybody who does that shit, and I do that shit sometimes. It doesn't work like that, man. No, it does have its somewhat positive point. Let's go into those. Idris did look like he was having quite the jam, like he was having a good time playing McCavity. We'll give you that, Idris. Ian McKellen, hands down, best part. I can't remember the name of his character. Augustus. There we go. Because he sang it in the song. But you could definitely tell that Ian McKellen was giving it his all in Cats. So, good job, Sir Ian McKellen. James Corden and Rebel Wilson each got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Corden, Ms. Wilson. It does. Cats does start making some sense in the second half. And this is because it's in the second half that the characters actually start fucking speaking actual dialogue. It's not until the second half that the 4% out of the 5% of dialogue that's in this movie actually comes into play. And once they actually start speaking, at least I picked up on, what was actually about to happen in the movie. Now, mind you, it is pretty predictable if just watching what's going on screen. But unfortunately, for that point, the average viewer, if they're not a Cats fan, if this doesn't hold their attention for that long, they're not going to make it to the second half of the movie. That's honest. And I don't think I forgot anything in that. There were two, definitely, theater kids sitting behind me. 2 high school chicks sitting behind me. You could definitely tell that they were in theater, that they came solely to see this movie on screen, and I could even tell that they were disappointed to the point where they were just making fun of the movie, the entire movie. I couldn't even get upset at the fact that they were making fun of the movie, the entire movie, because most of the shit that they said was funny and true. So, Cats, unfortunately, y'all, see that joint at your own risk. I do want to know. The Real Rush does want to know. If you're a Cats fan, this is solely... Actually, I don't even know if I can say this is solely for Cats fans. I want to know. If you see Cats, what you thought about it, just overall, but more so if you have seen a production of Cats. Let us know. Let me know. How does this stand up to it? What was missing? Where did it go wrong? Where did it go right? Let your boy know. 'Cause I still want to see a production of actual Cats. This looks like, just the way that it was portrayed on screen, it looks like it had no business on the screen. It would have done awesome as a live holiday TV performance like some of the networks have been doing the last couple of years. It would have been perfect as a live stage performance. Maybe screen that live at theaters or something. It would have been perfect. But movie-wise, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much musical for the screen to handle. Best way to put it. Cats is too much musical for the big screen to handle. That shit needs a stage. It belongs in a bigger venue. There's my review of Cats. You can quote me on that last shit. Hands down. Right there. Cats, see at your own risk. Let your boy know what you thought about it. I need some Pepsi after that shit. He's a good guy. Cheers. Happy holidays, y'all.
Santa, I've been cured of being a slut. How can I ever repay you?
Ho, ho, ho. You can repay me by never contacting me again. You crazy fucking nut. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, Santa.
However, put the Cats poster back up real quick. I do want to say, and this is one thing that I left off, outside of the choice cast that I singled out, it did look like, so here is a positive for Cats. It did look like those involved with the movie, especially what you saw on screen, they did have a good time making it. So the effort, most certainly there. And if they had a good time making it, awesome. And if somebody does get some form of entertainment out of it, then their job is done. Is it quite what it was? Does it quite meet the mark of what it was supposed to entertain wise? I don't think so. But take that for what it's worth. Okay. So that being said, ladies and gents, that is a wrap for episode 65 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Next time we see y'all, it's gonna be after Christmas, so Merry fucking Christmas, everybody. The shitter is full. But after Christmas, your boy will be back. Episode 66 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube, where your boy will have reviewed for you. Gonna have Uncut Gems. This joint. Oh, holy shit, am I looking so forward towards Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler and the Safdie brothers put together. If you haven't seen Good Time yet, the Safdie brothers' last movie, Robert Pattinson, check it out. It's part of The Real Rush, Season 1. I don't have a review online, unfortunately, but it is a fantastic goddamn movie. So hit Uncut Gems, have that review for y'all. Also have the review for Spies in Disguise. And we'll also have the review for... we'll also have Little Women, again. Another incarnation of the Louisa May Alcott novel. Matter of fact, Little Women was one of the first movies that we reviewed ever on YouTube as part of the Real Rush. But this version is directed by Greta Gerwig, so that'll be interesting to see on screen. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. A Hidden Life. We should have that review for you once again if you were looking forward to that this weekend. I do apologize, but hopefully we'll have Hidden Life review for y'all, episode 66. And coming soon, we'll say coming soon since I'm not sure when exactly it's going to land on the Real Rush ticket. But 1917, it's up there. It's on the Real Rush ticket somewhere. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled. It is coming soon, y'all. But in the meantime, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and shit like that, please feel free to go ahead and type those on into this YouTube page where you're reviewing this week's episode right here, right now. To everybody who has subscribed to the Real Rush here on YouTube thus far, thank you for doing so. If you haven't done so yet, what the hell are you waiting for? You want to be the first to know when your boy drops a new episode? And don't forget, spreading love, that should be a year-round thing, not just around Christmas time. Please spread the word of the Real Rush, just like you should be spreading love, especially around this time of year. So hug a motherfucker, tell him Merry Christmas, and tell him about the Real Rush at the same times. And let him know that the Real Rush does have replay value. So if there's any movie that's come out over the last year or so and you want to know what your boy thought about it, all you gotta do is go up to the YouTube search bar at the top of the page here, type in quotation marks, The Real Rush, followed by, outside of quotation marks, the name of the movie that you're looking for, and then boom! Instant movie review on demand for you, because your boy J-Dub and the Real Rush got you covered for life, son! And as always, you can follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur, and that is at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, I am your boy J-Dub. Thank you for tuning in to episode 65 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Remember, when you're at the movies, chill the hell out, y'all. Don't be doing all the talking and stuff, even at Cats. I didn't mind it, but that doesn't mean that others won't. So please do still be respectful of your other moviegoers. So keep all the yipping and yappering. Keep the smartphones away. Put the smart watches on dim, because any conversation, texts, and even the time, all that shit will be waiting for you after the movie's all said and done. I guarantees it. Enjoy yourselves, y'all, at the movies, but over the holidays as well. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, y'all. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. I gotta keep it a little quiet because I got my niece in the house tonight. But you know what time it is. We'll see you next weekend. Peace.